Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Now today I have got a game from the Zotac Cup. It is between TSLHyuN, who is the red Zerg in the top right position, and BlastRoof, who is the purple Zerg in the lower left. Now, for those of you who have been a bit worried, who do follow my channel or anything like that, you may have noticed that over the last 2 weeks, my uploads have been less frequent than they normally are. I mean, normally I get them up daily, but for the last 2 weeks or so they haven't been. That is because I have had the great privilege of being at the London 2012 Olympic Games, and that meant that I was using a laptop and I had dodgy internet and all those sort of things, and I couldn't get games up daily, which was a terrible shame for me. But the good news is I am back now, and I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get back into the regular routine of getting a game up every single day as soon as possible, hopefully from basically when you're watching this. So, what can we expect from these two players? Well, it's a best of 3 game. This is game 1, and, well, it's a ZvZ. That means a lot can happen. So far, everything's going pretty normally, though. They've both gone for the Overlord first, Overlord before a pool. They're up to 13 drones already each. We'll probably see, I reckon a hatch first out of HyuN is what my personal prediction is, but, of course, being a ZvZ, there's lots of options. You can go for a hatch first, pool first, gas pool, hatch. You can get banelings out, you can get hatch, pool, gas. There's all these different openings. You can rush to roaches, obviously. But either way, it looks like both of these players are going to be going for a hatch first build. They're at 15, they've both gone off minerals. Here we go. Both of them dropping down that hatch pretty quickly, and well, this is all going to be fairly standard. Now, if you get a gas first before the pool after getting a hatch first, well, that basically just means that you're going to have Zergling speed out faster. Personally, I think if you do hatch first, you're better off going for the pool, then gas, and spending the first 50 gas rather on banelings as opposed to Zergling speed, because that way it means that you are protected from some kind of mass Zergling all in. But we do have HyuN here going for the gas then pool. That's compared to a pool and no gas yet out of roof. So what do we know about these two players? Well, obviously HyuN, he is a great player. He's won so many Antec attacks. He's done really quite well in quite a few different games. He's really doing, well, very well for himself. He's on the team ZvZ or TSL, and well, he's just pretty damn cool. He's a nice guy. I talked to him quite a bit on Battle.net actually, because I used to cast Antec Attack when it was running weekly, so that was all pretty swish. Now, Roof on the other hand, what do we know about him? Well, Roof, he does play for Team Blast, and he's pretty damn good. He's done quite well in the Zotac Cup frequently, and well, he's just a pretty cool guy. So I think both these players should do really well, and they've both got their hatches down, and so far we do just have HyuN going for that Zergling speed, so not going for the banelings first, which, as I said, is my personal preference. And I mean, it doesn't matter too much. He's getting 2 queens out, as is Roof right now, and well, it's going to be a pretty macro game by the looks of things at the moment. But again, this is ZvZ we're talking about, and it can change really suddenly because of the whole lava mechanic. You can suddenly get a big flood of units, and if your opponent isn't prepared for them, you can have problems. Now, we do have HyuN going out with these 2 Zerglings just to get some scouting information. We'll probably pick up a watchtower just to keep an eye out, but look at this Zergling Overlord placement. It's absolutely amazing. So, actually from both players, it's great. If you've got Overlords just all out and about, just having a nice look, making sure you've got the vision of ramps up in the base. This one at the back here for Roof is just keeping an eye out on those 2 gas to see if they're taken, because obviously that would be an indicator of roach play or tech play. But for the moment, both of these playing going for the baneling nest. They are pretty much at identical times. The only difference is HyuN does have his speed out about 20 seconds sooner. We have a spine crawler on its way down now, but both of these players are going pretty much handy. I mean, no one is looking like they're going to be putting on pressure, going a bit more defensive. I mean, if we look at the work account, 30 to 20, well, 30 now to 34 in HyuN's favour, so this is still pretty equal. If we look at the income, it's very similar. Both got the same number of gas. You've got additional gas being taken, all 4 now from Roof. That is quite a lot more. This supply depot getting taken out, a spine coming down to the front for HyuN as well, and Lair on the way. So Lair is actually on the way for both players now, slightly ahead for HyuN, but only fractionally, only by about, I think it's, what, 15 seconds or so. So that's fairly normal. We've got banelings down here everywhere. Pretty much everything is going to plan. We won't see either player go for much at the moment, but I mean, I'm going to be interested to see what builds are taken, because we do have all 4 gas being taken now by HyuN, which was slightly later. If we look at the worker count, it is 44 to 39 in Roof's favour at the moment, but HyuN has just gone in another entire wave of drones, so they are pretty much level pegging for the most part. A second spine crawler on the way down. Now, these additional spines are saying to me, well, he's clearly being defensive. He's getting lair down, he's got 4 gas. Are we going to see mutas? We're going to see mutas out of HyuN, that is for sure. And that's the spire's already gone down. It is hidden down the back here. He doesn't want any scouting information to come in quite yet. We do have this queen just killing off a couple of things here, and well, it's all pretty good. The spire coming down as well now for Roof, but his spire is actually about 20 seconds behind, which is quite substantial. And we do have a third base now out of both players, so they're pretty much mimicking each other. It's really good. And the great thing about getting these additional bases down is obviously it means that, well, we're probably going to be seeing a very big engagement at some point. The mutas mean that they won't engage head on that well, but neither player gone for roaches, and that is pretty much the best counter to mutas if you don't have anti-air, because if you have a big ball of roaches and your opponent has got mutalisks, that basically means they don't. But what's this? We've got a big counter push coming in here from Roof. He's coming in with an awful lot of Zerglings, and there's definitely going to be a cancel forced here. But literally at the same time, we do have HyuN going for the third base of Roof. This is absolutely crazy, and both players are going to have to get a cancel off now. This is pretty mad. Some banelings do go off, and HyuN does get the cancel down just in time. Let's flick over here. Let's see if we will see Roof manage to do anything. Well, he's only got a handful of Zerglings, but that baneling looking very, very dodgy, and both players forced to cancel their third bases. This is pretty fun, and well, we've got an instant rebuild out of HyuN right there. We've got a lot of Zerglings and one baneling poking around, but with a double spine and queen there, the banelings are not going to be able to do too much at the moment. We do have more banelings and a queen down here just for defensive reasons, and well, we've got the first mutas coming out. One more muta for Roof. He's also getting the +1 flyer carapace compared to +1 flyer attack. Now, that is really interesting. That's just a bit stylistic. As for which comes out better, well, it's debatable. I personally think the +1 flyer attack comes out better because the bounce attack mechanic will make it just a bit more effective, but then the +1 armor will be very, very helpful as well. Now, we do have a Zergling counter push coming in, but there are some mutas out there, of course, being spotted now, but there's, again, the third already being cancelled up here because of HyuN's attack, and now, these mutas should actually be able to clean out these Zerglings in time, and that will put HyuN in a very, very good spot, and he's running back with all of his Zerglings. If we look at the loss tabs so far, 1,300 loss for Roof compared to 850 for HyuN, which obviously puts HyuN in the lead. He's also got this third base finished now. That is going to be a big advantage, but he needs to defend that very, very well. If we look at the units, we do have 13 to 10 mutas, but a lot of HyuN's mutas not actually grouped up here, and that is going to be some free losses, and does actually bring Roof back in terms of the resources lost at the moment. So this is all pretty crazy. We do have the queens here, though. Is there any transfuse there? Yes, there is a transfuse. That will need to go off, though, and for the moment, we do have Blast here doing an awful lot of damage. There goes the transfuse, and there's just too many mutas here for Roof right now, and he's going to clean this up very comfortably. And suddenly we've got HyuN in a massive problem. This third base is going to be going down without a doubt. He doesn't have any spores coming down. He's got some spines, but the queens, they are getting picked off. One queen will not engage quickly enough. Does manage to pick off one mutalisk, but, well, this is just a constant stream of units coming in. And now just a single muta. That is a bit of back control there by HyuN. His rally is not where it needs to be, and I think he's going to have exceptional problems trying to come back into this right now, because if we look at this, we've got 11 mutas to 5. That's never going to engage well. The +1 carapace is about to finish for Roof there, and that gives him a momentary upgrade advantage, and a couple of mutas just getting picked off. And I must say, this feels a bit like sloppy play out of HyuN, who has lost his third base now and is suddenly on the massive defensive. He's trying to move that spore down, but of course now that spore is unbowed. It's going to take absolutely massive damage and will get taken down very, very quickly. There are quite a few mutas there for HyuN, but just not enough to deal with this from Roof, and I expect a GG from HyuN any second, and there we go. That is the GG, and game 1 does go to Roof. So that was game 1, guys. Flick over to my channel, find game 2, and I'll see you there in a second. But firstly, before you go, like, subscribe, and comment, and follow me on Twitter. That would be awesome, and I love the interaction. So see you at game 2 in a second, guys. Thanks for watching.